Hello, Team Epic. This is Liam coming at you. So, here's the deal. This is not because of anything that happened last week. Seeing Shiba, you know what I'm talking about, and probably the rest of you by this time. I just really haven't been enjoying Final Fantasy as an MMO. It's not that the game itself is bad, and it's not, story aside, like, yes, it's just a story-driven MMO. And even if I like the story, or I say even if I was really into the story right now and everything like that, it doesn't provide what I need out of an MMO. And it's not the challenging content. It's it's not I don't know, I just really feel like the game is void of presence. Now what I mean by that is, you can right now, you can grab a flying mount if you have access to flying in most of the areas, and you can fly around these areas and they're just void, other than catching a few players doing some fates, seeing someone do their MSQ. It's just devoid of presence, and I know I haven't, I enjoy raiding a lot. Excuse me, I enjoy raiding a lot in MMORPGs, and it's not like the raiding content of this game it's pretty good. I would say it's around 9 out of 10. Honestly, it's fair, it's progressive, it allows you to really learn mechanics, and there's lots of avenues for you to fail a lot without having serious repercussions. You don't lose the raid lockout in the week or whatever. You can just keep trying over and over again, and just go at it, smash until you get it. And eventually, when you get to Savage content, from my understanding, you need to understand those raid mechanics. They're far more punishing and all these things, and that's great. That's fantastic. It's just that when for me, what keeps me attached to an MMO is a community, and this FC in general, like, you guys are a very welcoming community, and that's good. It's just that the presence in Final Fantasy 14 is just not there. The only place you can find other players is at a Crystarium, next to a market board, or next to a market board in some other cities where people are just hanging out doing whatever. And that's, other than raids, that's the only other time you see other players, and there's just very little interaction with players other than duty content, raid content. And you can make that argument for many other MMOs as well, and that's fair. It's just that it's disheartening when at most times of the day, even into most of the afternoon and even mid to late evening, this is just a community, and I'm just saying Team Epic in general, this is just a community that is, I'll be on the Discord and no one's there, just, or I'll log in and 4 people will say hi to me in the game, yet no one's in Discord. Everyone's just chilling, doing whatever. And I think that's why, in general, I'm not blaming Final Fantasy for this, or I'm not blaming Team Epic for this. I think this is why MMOs right now are really, or I'd say MMORPGs are really struggling right now. It's just because there are all these options, and again, I'll just touch on this too. It's like, as soon as raid is done, Future and Naoma will go play Smite, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that. Sometimes I'll join them, whatever. But the point is, right now, in the gaming world, I should say, is people. It's hard to find a real dedicated group of individuals that want to play one game, and that's just because, you know, just look at a candy aisle at a gas station from 1960 and look at it now. You have like 8 candy bars to choose from in 1960, and now you could spend 20 minutes going up and down 2 or 3 candy aisles in a gas station because there's all these options. And options are great, but they also, like, the lack of options is what made World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy at the time, and Rift, or not even Rift, but, like, it made EverQuest 2 and World of Warcraft so strong at those times, was because that's all there was. Where now, even in the MMORPG community, there's just a shopping list of options. And not only that, even if you are someone who doesn't just want to play MMORPGs, you can go get that itch. You can go get a gaming itch for whatever you need when you need it, right when you need it. There's nothing holding you back, and I think that's what's killing the MMORPG, or killing MMORPGs as well, is just this plethora of choice. And again, I'm not saying that Final Fantasy needs to cater to how I want to play the game. I'm not saying Team Epic or this community needs to cater to how I want to play video games, or that I really crave that social aspect of a game to the point where if it's not there, it doesn't interest me. I'm not saying you guys need to change up your ways or anything. I'm just telling you that's why I'm unsubscribing to Final Fantasy 14. I don't see the necessity in paying a game, paying $15 a month for something I'm only having kind of fun with. That doesn't really make sense to me from a fiscal vantage. And so I've just decided that, and I've been thinking about this for the better part of 2-3 weeks, and last week or week and a half ago when and this is nothing against Kimmy or anything, but when Kimmy wasn't told that, what was his name, Barbarian or something like that, the white mage, couldn't come, and he was slotted in my place instead. It's just like, that's just because there isn't, like, that happened in my opinion because you guys aren't a community. You guys don't have bonds, man. And, like, you can ask the D&D community, like, that I play with here, like, I'm all about bonds and stuff. Like, it applies in game and in real life, like, you guys don't have that. You guys choose not to really reach out and make those bonds with people. At least I don't feel like you do, and it's just because no one's ever around, or if they are around, they're on Discord, or they're on Discord playing another game, and it's just like there's no brotherhood here, and I think that's what's hurting. What makes it hurt is it's just like, I don't like logging into a game almost every day and being like, so what solo content am I going to do today, or what group content am I going to do with people I don't know and don't care about today? How am I going to go about doing that? Like, that's why even log into an MMO when 80+% of the time you spend in that MMO is spent alone or doing things alone. That's not, to me, that's not what I enjoy in an MMORPG. Like, I enjoy the social aspect. That's what keeps me playing. Like, mechanics and mastering classes and stuff like that is really fun for me. Like, I like that, but the bonds are what matter. That's what keeps me here. And I'm just not feeling that. And yes, I could go out of my way to go find another community or whatever, but I just don't. I'd rather spend my time either taking extra time to prep for D&D, or maybe playing some Mario Maker or Star Citizen, or I don't know. Like, it's like just to give some comparison. with Star Citizen, I already have 3 Discords of communities full of people where I can log in at any point and 8 people will hop into that Discord just to hang out, just to talk, even if they aren't playing. But like, it's really sad. Like, to me, it's really sad that I have to go out of my way to get that kind of companionship in a game that is supposed to be about the power of friendship, etc. And so, and I'm not trying to make fun of Final Fantasy or anything like that, but you know, from a game aspect, it's a great MMO. It's a great MMO. Like, you know, it's designed well. And like, yeah, you know, I have my discrepancies with it, just like anyone else has discrepancies about anything that, you know, upsets them. But the game is good. I'm not enjoying it, and that's okay. You know, I'll still be in the Discord. You know, I'll still be doing D&D or whatever, and you know, interacting with you guys through that medium. But you know, and not only that, come fall, I don't even know if I'll have the time, or you know, the time I do have, I won't be able to dedicate to 3 different things. So I'll have to choose 1 or 2, and unfortunately, Final Fantasy didn't make the cut for me, and that, you know, it is what it is. If you have any questions, just hit me up in Discord, and good luck to you all in the future. Oh, I will be staying until Sunday for you guys to find a new healer for your raid group. I'm not going to leave you up and out to dry like that. And I'll also be posting this in the Discord, but yeah, I'll be leaving after, so Sunday night will be my final night with you guys. Thanks for the fun, or thanks for the fun while we had it, and enjoy your future.